The SHIWA Simulation Platform allows you to create, configure and submit workflows to run specialized scientific applications on several distributed computing infrastructures. Here we show how to create a workflow customized for the astrophysics community which perform a simulation to generate stellar evolutionary models using a numerical code named FRANEC. As a first step we create the graph skeleton of the workflow. The workflow has a typical modular architecture. It is easy to identify its modules that can be reused to build other workflows. Modules can be identified on the basis of the functions they provide. Retrieval of the simulation files obtained through past simulation runs. Retrieval of a synthetic model simulation. New simulation of a synthetic model. Ingestion of a new synthetic model. Post-processing analysis. The second step is to create the concrete workflow. Finally, we need to configure the workflow with needed executables and input files and set the computational resources. In this case, we use the Visivo grid infrastructure. We set up the job executables and input files, save the workflow, and submit it to the grid infrastructure. We can inspect the workflow status clicking on the Details button. Thanks to the SHIWA workflow repository which is connected to the SHIWA Simulation Platform, the scientist can share his workflow with the astrophysics community. From the SHIWA workflow repository, additional details can be added to the shared workflow. Now, from any other Science Gateway connected to the SHIWA workflow repository, the shared workflow can be imported and submitted. In this case, we show how to import and submit the FRANEC workflow from the Visivo Science Gateway. We select the workflow and import it to the Science Gateway. We can eventually reconfigure the imported workflow. Then we can submit it. Finally, we can download the results. In this case, the FRANEC workflow produces a set of parameter values varying in relation to time, quantities varying in relation to the radius of the stellar model, the chemical composition of the stellar core, surface chemicals, and energy resolution flows. Finally, from the Community Science Gateway, the workflow can be also submitted using an easy user application-specific interface.